One-on-one, never lost. Went to the finals, never lost.
You never got there, LeVar.
Who?
You.
I've been a one-on-one champ. Never lost one-on-one.
All right.
Back at it again, Cigar Spencer. You know what time it is. It's time for the top 10 most intriguing games of the week. This time it's the area round. Round 2 of the playoffs are among us. As seasons came to an end for a lot of teams. A lot of teams I had a lot of fun covering this year. Their seasons ended in the by-district round. But, like we do every week, we're going to check in at the top 10 players and plays. This time from the by-district week. At number 10, we've got a running back named Ashton Haynes. Haynes making this list at number 10 after 13 carries, 115 yards, and 3 touchdowns in a big 25-7 win over RUSK. I had this as the game of the week last week. I thought it was pretty intriguing. I thought RUSK had a lot of firepower to go and match GILMER. And so it's interesting to see GILMER come out and run the ball like they did, a physical brand of football. And the Buckeyes live to see another day behind Ashton Haynes, the senior running back. At number 9, J.Q. Davis. Davis had just a workload again in his last game for the Marshall Mavericks. 39 carries, 236 yards, and 5 touchdowns in a thrilling 47-48 loss to Crandall. J.Q. was just a bowling ball. He's just an incredible football player. Great low center of gravity, can make great cuts, physical, can't really tackle him with just one guy, and just an incredible career that he had at Marshall. I don't know where he is leading in the career, rushing yards. I know this man had a lot of yards in the last 2 years, so be interesting to see where he comes out at in total statistics and where he comes out in the top 100. At number 8, safety, Zaylen Stoker. 2 interceptions last week for Kilgore in a 28-6 win over Little Cypress, Mauriceville, I think, LCM. Just did a great job of tracking the football on defense. He's also a big-time receiver for Kilgore as well. Had a pretty solid year. I think he has like over 7 interceptions this year. I know he's had a lot of picks this year for the Kilgore Bulldogs. So it'll be interesting to see what his final tape looks like. But Kilgore still playing football as they won last week behind 2 of Zaylen Stoker's interceptions. At number 7, Dawson Pendergrass. Just a workload again. 36 carries, 214 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a 31-13 upset over Jefferson. I thought Jefferson were probably the more talented team, but I think, and like I said last week, when you got the best football player on the field, you're a dangerous team, and Dawson Pendergrass is that almost every week. And his King Henry looking self with the 22 runs the football really well and really physical, and he is a load for defenses, and he can take over games playing that quarterback position, running the ball like he does. So number 7, Dawson Pendergrass. At number 6, DEUCE McGregor. 4 catches, 165 yards, 2 touchdowns. Also ran the ball 28 yards and also threw the reverse pass for 35 yards. DEUCE McGregor is a rocket in that slot. He is a big-time weapon for Demetrius Brisbane, the quarterback over there at Chapel Hill. And this is just an explosive offense. Another big week for them putting up points, 45 this week. As Ricky Stewart had a good game, as well as Demetrius Brisbane. But DEUCE McGregor rocks the number 6 spot here. At number 5, Isaiah Ross. Had 232 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns, and then 28-6 win over LCM. And he just does it. He's the workhorse on this team. He just works hard. He runs the football aggressively, physical, and has a great set of moves to go along on top of that. Low center of gravity. Just a really tough, classic East Texas back. Is what you get at Isaiah Ross, and he led his team in rushing and 3 out of the 4 touchdowns in a 28-6 win. At number 4, Mackenzie McGill, Mount Vernon, 23 carries, 228 yards, 3 touchdowns. He was 2 for 3 passing the ball, had a touchdown there in a 42-6 win over Tatum. Tatum was over their heads trying to tackle Mackenzie McGill, and he just had a field day all over him. 23 carries, 228 yards, 3 touchdowns. Cole Watson had 20 tackles for Tatum, but it wasn't enough. They just were obliterated by Mount Vernon. Boone Morris had 12 tackles, the defensive end. Guy who made the top 100 last year, definitely going to make it again this year. So, yeah, just a talented team out in Mount Vernon that just absolutely buzzsaw Tatum 42-6. At number 3, Tatum, Longview, 17 carries, 193 yards, and 5 touchdowns, and a 49-15 win over Crosby. And Tatum has just had an incredible game. Carried the load offensively. 17 carries, and they also, AJ Johnson also had 11 touches for 103 yards. So Longview just ran it really, really well last week against Crosby, and going to need that same kind of effort this week against Lone Star. But Taylor Tatum comes in number 3 with tying the school record, 5 touchdowns on the ground in the first round of the playoffs. And number 2, Akari Johnson, 8-15 for 275 yards and 4 touchdowns, and also carried the ball 9 times for 127 yards and 2 touchdowns as well. Akari is just an incredible football player. He can really run the football. He can really throw it too. He's a guy that put it up there and let his receivers get a chance to make a play all night long. And he's not, he's probably not going to play the quarterback at the next level, but he's an incredible athlete. He shows that on his athleticism. Not only is he the quarterback on the team, but he's also a defensive back on the team that also plays both sides of the ball. So incredible effort there from Akari, as he's really played well, especially these last 2 or 3 weeks. Making the list the last 2. And at number 1, Chase Johnson. He's been here all year. Played great football all year. 19-29 for 404 yards, 3 touchdowns. He also ran the ball 12 times, 123 yards, and 1 touchdown. Looking like Baby D. Lewis out there, just chunking the ball all over the place. Chase is just a phenomenal player. He has great pocket presence in the highlights anyway. Throws the ball extremely far and has receivers that can go run it down. I think Amari and Simon Jones had a huge game for Dangerfield catching the ball, and Dangerfield has 4 weapons that they can throw it to at will. So this is just fun to watch the Dangerfield Tigers? Yeah, Dangerfield Tigers get after it once again as they move on to the next round behind Chase Johnson's 530-something yard performance for 6 touchdowns overall, or 4 touchdowns overall. A great day from Chase Johnson. So let's get into the top 10 plays of the week. At number 10, it's Bird Robinson. Bird Robinson, 38-yard touchdown run here, and he's just physical, man. Get off me. You can get off me. We've got Dawson Pendergrass, and this one's from 50 yards out. He's going to get to that edge and just give out stiffies and then just outrun the whole defense. A little dumb block back there in the back that could cost you 15 and shouldn't do that. At number 8, Sakari Johnson rolling out to his left, heaving one up over 50 yards into the air. Great job by the receiver making an adjustment and reaching out. Great effort. Does he score? That should have been a touchdown. Anyway, at number 7 is J.Q. Davis. Look at that man. The bowling ball just skipped through the lane, looking like Zeke on those jump cuts, powering into the end zone. At number 6 is Zaylen Stoker, catching this interception down here on the goal line, taking away points, breaking tackles, getting outside. Great return, getting it out 30-plus yards. Great play there from Zaylen Stoker. At number 5 is Mackenzie McGill. This one from 48 yards out on the counter. And just outruns the Tatum Eagles. Playing freeze tag, 2-hand touchdown. At number 4, Taylor Tatum. And just look at the track speed here. A member of the state relay teams for Longview. You can just see how fast Taylor is on that counter. At number 3, Brisbane to McGregor, Stiffy. Oh, my goodness. That is so mean. That dude is a ball player. Make no mistake. At number 2, Chase Johnson throwing this one up to Simon Jones. And look at that ball. Look at that jump and catch. And that's an incredible play right there. And at number 1, it's the 97-yarder from Chase Johnson to Amari and Simon Jones. And he's going all the way, burning those boys up. Touchdown, Tigers. And here we go. Let's get into the top 10 most intriguing games of the week of the area round. At number 10, GILMER versus Gainesville. I'm favorites to get Buckeyes big. They're 10-0 coming in this game. Gainesville's 5-6. I don't know a thing about the Leopards, but I do know that GILMER. Hopefully the weather gives us a break, no rain in the area, and they can get a chance to get that passing game. But they got so many weapons out there for the Buckeyes. They're not losing this game. Give me GILMER and give it to me. Give me big right here. At number 9, Brazos Sport versus Lindale. And I don't know a thing about Brazos Sport, but I do know a little bit about Lindale. Lindale great offensive line, great run game. They can control the clock. They started to expand their offense there towards the end of the year, throwing for a lot of yards. So they do have an explosive offense that can score, into the 40s. Defensively, though, they haven't proven to stop a whole lot of people, so that would be interesting. I don't know how good Brazosport is, but I'm rolling with East Texas right here. Give me the Lindale Eagles going into round 3 because they've been here before. Maybe a new quarterback, but this group is an experienced veteran group, and that experience means something. Give me Lindale here in round 2. And number 3, this game is actually tonight, Thursday night, West Rusk versus WASKOM. And then Mata versus Layton Luster. These two teams meet up almost every year. The road to this region runs through West Rusk and WASKOM, and it used to be Dangerfield, but I don't think Dangerfield's in the same class as them anyway. But this is going to be a tough game for both teams. I'm going with Andy Mata. I'm going with the team that I think West Rusk. I just think they're a better football team. I don't know much about WASKOM this year. I know they lost a new coach, and they're going to be anxious to get their first significant win. And this could definitely be a first significant win for the coach there at WASKOM, beating West Rusk in round 2. But I don't think it's going to happen. Give me Andy Mata and the boys, West Rusk. Here we go. At number 7, Carthage at Van Alstyne. I think the newest road bump in the way, or the newest road kill in the way of the Carthage State run is Van Alstyne. And I don't think anybody in that classification has enough to do what Carthage does. Not only is Carthage very good on offense, but they're better on defense. They're shutting people down all year long, shutting down some of the most explosive offenses in East Texas to little, way under their averages. So this defense is for real. They've got some running backs that are running the ball really well right now. And then, of course, they got maybe the best quarterback in East Texas in MALAKOFF. Give me the Bulldogs. Give them to me big. And number 6, Chapel Hill versus Bay City. And this is interesting because records alone, both these two teams are 9-2. Chapel Hill, of course, we all know about them. Very explosive offense. It's going to come down to if that passing game can continue to do what it's been doing week in and week out. Ricky Stewart, he's been playing incredible all year. Is he going to continue that? I think so. I think Dylan Drummond and Kevion Hiddleston are 2 bookend tackles that do a great job for Chapel Hill up front. So I do think the running game will be there for Chapel Hill. They did an incredible job of it last year on the playoff run. They've been doing it really well here for the last 5 or 6 weeks of running the football well with Ricky Stewart and Brisbane. I just think this Chapel Hill team is way too talented to lose this early, and I'm rolling with the Bulldogs here in the number 6 game against who's this team they're playing? Bay City. And number 5, El Campo versus Kilgore. And just like everything else, I don't know too much about El Campo, but I know a lot about Kilgore. And Kilgore starts with their run game and Isaiah Ross. This is a very physical team. This is a team that loves to run the football, that loves to throw off of the play action after it has been set up by the run. And Isaiah has just been a man all year long. Top 5 in East Texas in rushing yards and touchdowns easily. He's just been a force for the Bulldogs all season long. You got DeMarion Van Zant, who I thought was the number 2 quarterback coming into East Texas at this coming into the season. I mean, he's played clean football. He hasn't really been as explosive as he once was, but he's played clean football for the most part, throwing for a lot of touchdowns and not too many interceptions and efficiency. He doesn't have a lot of yards, but he has been efficient this year. So I like Kilgore. I think they play physical defense. Zaylen Stoker has been making plays for them all year long. I know you guys have seen him early on the pod, but he's been making plays all year long. I just expect this defense to continue to show up big like they've been doing and hold up, and Kilgore's going to win another playoff game. Here we go. At number 4 is Dangerfield versus DeKalb. You got 2 9-2 teams coming into this game, but Dangerfield is probably the most explosive team in that whole freaking conference, that whole Division 3A, Division 2. These guys have weapons at wide receiver that 5A and 6A teams don't have. They've got about 3 or 4 legitimate real targets, and they got a quarterback back there in Chase Johnson who loves to swing it deep, and he's a guy that can also move around, has some mobility. I just don't see Dangerfield losing this year. I think this is Dangerfield's year to win state. They're just going to have to show that they can be disciplined on both sides of the ball. And if they can do that, then I think these Tigers are going to win state this year. So definitely have them against DeKalb this week. Number 3, CADDO Mills versus Pleasant Grove. CADDO Mills historically has just been a program year in and year out that's going to do whatever it takes to win football games. Historically, they're known as being a very good football team in this area. And then, of course, we got Pleasant Grove, who's been coming on, at least on this podcast, the last 2 or 3 weeks. Corey Johnson's just been playing incredible. Quarterback is Carter Stride, had a great, huge game in the bi-district round. I think he's due for another one. I think he may be figuring this whole thing out, and if he does, then that's the right time to get hot right here in the playoffs. You meet PG versus CADDO Mills this week. And number 2, MALAKOFF versus WINNSBORO. MALAKOFF, an incredible program, a team that's known to be physical, a team that's known to be good. They've been good for years. Their program has been hot. WINNSBORO, not so much. I don't know how long WINNSBORO has been good, but, man, they are really good this year with Kyler Finney, the quarterback for the WINNSBORO Raiders. I mean, this guy is incredible. Leads to East Texas in passing, has like 36 touchdowns to just 4 interceptions to end the regular season. He's been incredible all year long. The one game that they lost was to Pottsboro, and they had a 32-18 win and lead in that game. So, WINNSBORO is, probably should be undefeated right now. MALAKOFF, they probably feel the same way about their schedule. So 2 10-1 teams taking off here in the second round. I'm going with WINNSBORO because of the offense. I think they just got more offense, and I think Kyler Finney is a big-time player. But MALAKOFF is a group that's done this way too many times, so you can't sleep on MALAKOFF here, especially in the second round. And number 1 is Longview and Frisco Lone Star. 2 incredible programs. Lone Star, who's played extremely well here as of lately, here probably in like the last 5-6 years, they've been really good. And here we go, Longview. Of course, you know what Longview is. Of course, y'all know how I'm rocking, and y'all know my affiliation, so I won't make any predictions. But this will be a very intriguing game. You got D1 players on both sides of the football. You've got tough, hard-nosed kids on both sides of the football. And after Taylor Tatum's big game, we'll see what Longview can do on the ground, and see if they can get the ball to Jalen Hill so he can make plays. But no predictions here. But this is the most intriguing game of the week. 2 very good programs facing off here in the area round, and on Friday night in Dallas Kincaid Stadium. So if you guys aren't doing anything, y'all come drive down to Dallas, come watch your boys play on Friday night. So with that being said, I'm out.